Hey everyone, my name is Chris Reynolds, and I'll be giving a presentation on renewable energy. Sustainability is such a big focus in our modern world, and there has been a push to use cleaner resources to power it. Because of this push, the use of renewable resources has been big and it continues to grow. I'll be going over the major types of renewable energy and how each one works. And we start with a brief overview of renewable energy and what it is, and go from there. Renewable energy is energy that comes from an unlimited, replenishing source. Renewable energy sources are natural and usually have a low or zero carbon footprint. While the idea of renewable energy may be a newer ideology, natural resources have been used as long as time, being used throughout millennia. Wind was used to power grain mills, and the sun has been used to create heat, light, and fire since nearly the beginning of time. Now, with modern day technology, we are able to incorporate this energy much more efficiently. In the US, there's an abundance of natural resources throughout the country. This allows for over 12% of electricity to be generated by renewable resources. This number continues to grow as well as people search for more sustainable energy sources. These are 5 different major types of renewable energy: solar, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, and biomass. There have been many recent increases in renewable energy sources, and this number may continue the trend upwards with further developments. Here we can see 2 charts showing US energy consumption by energy source in 2009 and in 2021. We can see there is a 4% increase between the 2 graphs, showing a large increase in the amount of renewable energy being used as a source. Let me now introduce the first of the 5 major types of renewable energy, solar energy. Solar energy is one of the most abundant sources of power on Earth, coming directly from the sun. It comes from the radiation emitted by the sun, and the conversion of radiation from the sun using modern day technology provides things such as electricity and heat. It is a clean and renewable source, but is challenged by things such as clouds and weather in general. The technology that allows us to use this energy is known as photovoltaic cells, or PV cells. Photovoltaic cells are the key material used to make solar panels. PV cells, also known as solar cells, use semiconductive materials such as silicon to generate an electric current when exposed to sunlight. Solar panels can be made to be portable and mobile, or integrated into buildings or in applications such as massive solar farms. They can be put almost anywhere, and they are lightweight, with the average residential solar panel weighing 40 pounds. By the end of the 20th century, engineering improvements have made solar cells much cheaper and easier to make. They began to appear on rooftops, and large solar farms began to pop up, being used to generate electricity for regular use. Now, solar energy is a quick growing source of electricity, as solar cells, being cheaper and more accessible, allow the general public to have them more easily for their own use. The next source I will be talking about will be wind. Wind power generates electricity through the converting of air using large wind turbines. There are now more than 73,000 wind turbines in America generating clean, reliable power. Wind power capacity totals 153 GW, making it the 4th largest source of electricity generation capacity in the country. That total is enough to generate electricity for more than 46 million homes throughout America, which is equal to 10.1% of America's total electricity. It is also one of the lowest cost forms of energy, allowing for the ability to create economic growth through the expansion of wind energy and wind energy applications. The growth of the use of wind power allows for job creation and, in turn, economic growth for the state level, and wind power generates an estimated $2 billion in state and local tax payments yearly already. The next renewable source I'll be talking about is similar to wind, as it is commonly used and has been used throughout history due to its accessibility based on geography. The third source is hydropower, or more specifically in modern day, hydroelectric power. Hydropower or hydroelectric power uses the power from moving water to generate electricity. Hydroelectric energy is the most commonly used renewable resource in the world. China is the largest producer of hydroelectricity. Other top producers of hydropower include the US, Brazil, Canada, India, and Russia. Approximately 71% of all the renewable electricity generated on Earth is from hydropower. It is one of the oldest and largest renewable energy sources, being able to be traced back to over 2,000 years ago in Greece to grind wheat into flour. With America having a ton of water sources and the affordability of it, hydroelectricity is able to make up for a large amount of renewable energy, tallying up for 27% of total U.S. utility-scale renewable electricity generation and 5.86% of total U.S. utility-scale electricity generation. Most U.S. hydroelectricity is produced at large dams on major rivers. Most of these hydroelectric dams were built before the mid-1970s by federal government agencies. While the best-known U.S. dam is likely the Hoover Dam, the largest hydroelectricity producing dam in the U.S. is Grand Coulee Dam in Washington State. Built between 1933 and 1942, the Grand Coulee Dam is 550 feet tall and 5,223 feet long, which is 50 or so feet short from being a mile wide. Due to the width of the river and the dam, the total generating capacity is 6,809 megawatts, and its average annual energy output is about 2,300 megawatts, or enough power to continuously supply the needs of two cities the size of Seattle. And it was the largest concrete structure from the time of its construction until 2009, when China built their own dam that was much, much larger. Geothermal energy is the next source I'm talking about. Geothermal energy is an energy source that uses the heat emitted from the Earth's interior. Geothermal heat emerges naturally from geysers, volcanoes, and hot springs, so usually geothermal plants are located close to tectonically active regions where hot water and/or steam is carried to the Earth's surface or can be accessed at a shallow depth. Geothermal technology extracts the heat found within the Earth, specifically the crust, and the decay of radioactive particles in the Earth's core produces geothermal energy. It is used directly for heating and cooling or converted into electricity. An example of this can be found on campus with the WCU steam plant. The WCU steam plant was finished in 2022 and it cost $33 million to build. It provides heat and hot water for the majority of the WCU campus. Although it was finished in 2022, it replaced the already standing steam plant. The original steam plant had 4 boilers and was there for over 100 years. The final energy source I'll be talking about will be biomass. Biomass, meaning it is made of material that comes from living organisms such as plants and animals. The most common biomass materials are plants, wood, food, and animal waste. It can be converted into energy through a multitude of ways: direct combustion, burning to produce heat, thermochemical conversion to produce solid, gaseous, and liquid fuel, chemical conversion to produce liquid fuel, biological conversion to produce liquid and gaseous fuel, and it can generate electricity, fuel vehicles, and heat buildings. Biomass also helps reduce waste and substitutes for other energy sources that may not be readily available in certain areas. It's carbon neutral and and a good alternative to using fossil fuels. And there are my resources to close out. Thank you.